What's good with you guys? Your boy DEVO here, and I'm back with another reaction video. And today we're going to be checking out the real reason WWE brought back rtruth, real truth behind WWE release, WrestleMania 42, and WWE Money in the Bank 25 by WrestleMania. The link will be in the description. You guys want to check out the video for yourself. I'm saying make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, rtruth made his triumphant return last night at Money in the Bank. It was amazing to see that. Truth is just one of those guys that you just can't release. You just gotta let him retire. You know, he's the, in my opinion, the greatest comedy character in WWE history. Whatever you give him, he's gonna make it 10 times better. He's always been able to entertain people at home, the people in the crowd. He's just a very entertaining, very funny, very likable guy. That guy has no haters. If we're talking about superstars that have no haters, Truth has got to be one of them. And yeah, so they decided to right their wrongs, I guess, after the negative feedback is what I'm assuming, because it wasn't a work. It definitely wasn't a work. Yeah, it definitely wasn't a work. But we're gonna get into the video. I'm gonna stop yapping and let's just see what WrestleMania has to say about this.
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with another video. Now it's time for 2025's Money in the Bank show, where a superstar's career can change forever by winning that all-important briefcase. Join us now as we recap the show and look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, and also have major news as Triple H has reversed his decision and brought back rtruth.
Yes, sir.
Yep, we won. Was this a whole storyline? Or did WWE really change their mind? Well, we have the news all here. There's also a big announcement on WrestleMania 42 and a huge return for Raw. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Now let's get straight into the recap, as the first match is a women's Money in the Bank ladder match of Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, and Stephanie Vaquer. Now it's down to Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley as they both climb the ladder. However, Naomi pushes the ladder over, neutralizing her remaining opponents and securing the briefcase for the all-important win, as Naomi is now Ms. Money in the Bank of 2025. Next up, it's a match that got added at Worlds Collide, as Intercontinental Champion Daddy Dominic Mysterio takes on Octagon Jr. Dominic gets the early advantage, but Octagon Jr. rallies, going for the top rope, only for the dastardly Liv Morgan to distract him. Daddy Dom throws over Octagon Jr. off, and it hits a frog splash for the win, as Dominic Mysterio retains the IC Championship. Next up is a Women's Intercontinental Championship match. As
I'm not gonna lie, Becky and Lyra, they had a damn good argument for match of the night. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you have not seen that match, if you have Peacock or whatever, go and watch that match. That was an absolute banger of a match.
Champion Lyra Valkyria takes on Becky Lynch. Lyra shows the same fire that led to her first win over Becky. However, Lynch manages to hold the champion off until she reverses a roll-up on Valkyria using a handful of tights for the win. Becky Lynch is the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. Now, the match stipulation states that Lyra has to raise Becky's arm in victory. Becky demands it, along with demanding Valkyria place the title right around her waist. Now, the ex-champion does, but then lays out Lynch with a German suplex and a finisher, the Nightwing. Next up is a men's Money in the Bank ladder match, as Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta.
I need to see people's. I want to see people's thoughts on this. I'm obviously covering Andrade's face, but that is Andrade right there. But I want to see what people think about this. Who do you think should have won? I think everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? Who really should have won this match? But it is what it is.
Seth Rollins, Andrade, and El Grande Americano try to get that all-important briefcase. Now it's a night of anything goes, as all 6 superstars vie for the briefcase. But things look bleak for Seth, so he calls in reinforcements, but he's not the only wrestler with backup, and Solo's allies show up, paving the way for Solo to climb the ladder. But that is until Jacob Fatu pulls Solo from the ladder, and we hear that all-important "I hate you" Solo. He pummels him, but this allows Seth Rollins to climb up the ladder and secure the briefcase, as Seth Rollins wins the Money in the Bank briefcase for the second time. But now it's time for the main event, as Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso take on John Cena and Logan Paul. John Cena and Logan Paul show remarkable teamwork for a duo as a new team, isolating Jey Uso and wearing him down. However, Cena and Paul's egos eventually clash, giving Jey a chance.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This was low-key a snooze fest. It was literally just Logan and Cena beating the hell out of Jey. Like, until like the last 5 to 10 minutes of the match, it was pretty much, it was damn near a snooze fest. And I like Jey, I like Cody, I like Cena. Logan Paul's finish is cool. That's all I'm gonna say about him. But yeah, it wasn't a good match, man. Like overall, it's like the last 5 minutes.
Chance to make the hot tag. Still, the heels are poised to win after Cena nails Cody with the Undisputed Championship behind the referee's back. Unfortunately, there's a mystery man who runs into the ring and manages to spear John Cena and clobber him with the champion.
Bro, the crazy thing is, bro, I did not know who this was at first. I'm like, I mean, at first I was thinking Oba Femi, like when he first tackled him. I'm like, nah, Oba bigger than that. I didn't know who, like, I would have thought it was me before I thought it was Truth. Like, to be honest, bro. Because I just didn't think Truth was coming back. But it'll be our Truth, man.
Who is this mystery man? Well, it's rtruth. Yes, Truth is back in WWE. But what's the real story behind it? Well, more on that in the news. But Cody manages to capitalize, landing Crossroads for the win as Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso close out Money in the Bank as the winners. Yep. That was a quick recap of the show. What about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly? Well, we always start off with the good as number one, solid storytelling. Money in the Bank featured fantastic wrestling as fans always expect, but it also featured something that's been missing in a while, solid storytelling. Whether it was Becky Lynch resorting to cheating to prove that she was better than Lara Valkyria, John Cena and Logan Paul's egos inevitably colliding, rtruth returning and getting some well-deserved payback on his childhood hero, or Solo calling for backup after Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed showed up to help Seth Rollins, and also getting screwed over by Jacob Fatu, there were a huge amount of storylines that just played out on one show. And there was a surprising amount of things that really just made sense. Number two, Cena can't handle the truth. Now, rtruth shocked the WWE Universe tonight when he showed up to get some much-needed payback on his childhood hero. Truth, who was defeated by Cena at Saturday Night's main event, returned the favor, preventing the Undisputed Champion from stealing a win over Cody Rhodes or Jey Uso. This by far was the most perfect way to close out the show, with a huge surprise like this. Number three, a legendary women's Money in the Bank match.
Facts.
Was this year's women's ladder match as good as last year's? Well, that's a really tough call, but we do think that last year's was slightly better. Well, one thing is clear, this year's match had a star-studded array of veterans and newcomers, making it one for the ages. This match was booked so fans had to think it was anyone's for the taking. Looking at the lineup, WWE had a tough decision to make, but it definitely made the right call in giving Naomi the win. Naomi's work has been phenomenal since her WWE return, including her run alongside Jade Cargill as WWE Women's Tag Team Champion or a heel turn.
Congrats to
Naomi has always had the talent and charisma to main event, but it took a year of reminding fans of this, and now there's no telling what's next for her as she has the briefcase. Number four, some sizzling spots. Now, the women's and men's Money in the Bank ladder matches were both solid, whether it was a wrestling or house storylines intertwined into it. However, no Money in the Bank show is complete without some unforgettable high spots, and this year's had some classics, including Stephanie Vaquer performing the Devil's Kiss to Rhea Ripley on the ladder. Another highlight was Andrade delivering a wicked-looking sunset flip powerbomb to El Grande Americano from off the ladder. And did we forget one of the craziest spots that we've seen of El Grande Americano managing to clip that ladder and climb right up it. Just incredible athleticism all round. Number five, Stephanie Vaquer, WWE's Iron Woman. It's official, Stephanie Vaquer can do it all. The former NXT Women's North American Champion and NXT Women's Champion had a hellacious schedule over the last 24 hours, including a match on SmackDown, her bout at Worlds Collide, and tonight's fantastic performance in the women's ladder match. The 33-year-old superstar showed no wear and tear, but it had to be really tough going into a ladder match after wrestling two other matches. Let's hope Vaquer's performance lands her more opportunities rather than WWE taking her for granted. Number 6, Jacob's ladder. It's been a long time coming, but Jacob Fatu finally showed Solo Sikoa he's nobody's fool, initially helping Solo with an assist from JC Mateo to overcome Seth Rollins' allies Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker, who also delivered an insane spear. They managed to set up the ladder for Solo to win the briefcase, or so it seemed. The Samoan werewolf dragged Solo from the ladder and beat him senseless, finally ending the long brewing tension between the two. It's unknown what's next for Jacob, but hopefully this leads to bigger things for the US champion. But we're guessing that WWE is going to build that match towards SummerSlam. We probably won't get Jacob Fatu versus Bron Breakker just yet. Number 6, Becky's big time win. Becky Lynch is your new Women's Intercontinental Champion, a situation that undoubtedly will have Lyra Valkyria fans up in arms. No, we weren't going to put this in the bad and title it Becky Hogan. This is actually a good thing. Lynch's tainted win opens the door for some potentially great scenarios, including leaving a spot open in the women's world title picture, adding to the prestige of WWE's new title, and creating exciting storylines where Lyra Valkyria chases Lynch for the title. They're definitely going to go for number 3. It's also worth mentioning that Lyra had a solid run as champion, including a previous win over Becky Lynch and a brief run with the Women's Tag Team Championship. Things are definitely looking bright for Lyra and the Women's Intercontinental Championship, which is great news for Raw's women's undercard. Number 8, 28 years of Michael Cole.
Damn.
Congratulations to Michael Cole as Money in the Bank marked his 28th anniversary in the WWE. As Cole devotees know, the backstage interviewer worked his way into the announce booth, eventually becoming WWE's #1 broadcaster. It's definitely been a wild ride, with Cole reportedly missing less than a handful of appearances in the announce booth and enjoying a career renaissance following the departure of someone screaming into his headset. More than a few fans have noted how improved Cole's work has been now that he's no longer on a short leash and it's become even more valuable to WWE. And is Mr. Iguana the next big thing? Now is Triple A sensation Mr. Iguana poised to become the next big thing in WWE? While that could be a little premature, there's no denying that Mr. Iguana has a certain je ne sais quoi that makes him stand out in Triple A, and it may lead to a fun run in NXT. I mean, seriously, this guy was more over than the majority of the main roster. Whether Mr. Iguana turns out to have legs or is a flash in the pan remains to be seen, but don't be shocked to see him pop up in NXT as WWE tests the waters. But that was a good. What about the bad? Is number 1 lousy logistics? The WWE may want to rethink its decision to book 2 shows in one day, as many empty seats early on in Money in the Bank made it look like an episode of AEW Dynamite. Sorry.
That's
when they panned over the crowd and Michael Cole yelled out that it was sold out, you could see that it wasn't, and there was many empty seats in the arena. Now apparently reports suggested that this was due to traffic, or parking issues, or even the ICE protests going on outside. Asking fans to fork over the dough for 2 wrestling shows in one day is a lot, and asking them to make the trip from one arena to another is just as bad. Hopefully this was just a case of growing pains, as the crowd did eventually fill out, but it's something worth keeping an eye on. Number 2, WWE has zero shame. Should we even bother pointing out WWE's latest shameless use of advertising? Of course, as we know, we're not alone in our disgust.
Yeah, bro. Like, these dudes got sponsorships on the ladder now. Like, if the table, Slim Jim being on the table wasn't enough, now they got sponsored ladders now. That's insane.
The WWE monetizing everything in sight, whether it was SmackDown's Slim Jim sponsored tables or tonight's advertisings on a ladder, making this the Fireball ladder. It's gone from surreal to stupid, with WWE showing there's no limit to what they'll do to squeeze a buck from their product. LA Knight is over. Unfortunately, LA Knight has now had 3 chances to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, and now it seems—
I ain't gonna lie, LA Knight fans, it might be over, bro. I don't think he's ever getting Money in the Bank. They have failed to give him that. They've had 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. And they have not given it to him, so I just don't see it happening.
It's almost certain that Triple H really has no faith in LA Knight winning and carrying on the briefcase as a main eventer. Many people think that this is a Jey Uso situation, where we just gotta wait and see, and WWE will eventually put their faith in him. However, that's just not gonna happen at this stage. LA Knight is well over 40, and this really was the last chance for him to be put into that main event scene. WWE evidently went with Seth Rollins. That was nothing downright ugly, as both Money in the Bank ladder matches delivered as usual. Money in the Bank has become WWE's Royal Rumble due to the matches selling this—
I ain't gonna lie. If rtruth didn't come back, this right here should have main evented. The women's ladder match should have definitely main evented. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Stipulation matches. Nonetheless, WWE didn't phone the rest of the show in, and all 3 matches ranged from good to above average, making this one of WWE's best PLEs in recent memory. Even the main event, which went on maybe a bit too long, saved itself with rtruth's return and the wild antics that happened at the end. But what you guys think of Money in the Bank? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at rtruth returns to WWE and Triple H listens to the fans. There seems to be plenty of confusion following rtruth's appearance at the end of Money in the Bank, as fans are wondering whether Truth was really released from WWE. As this didn't come from any dirt sheets, this came from Truth himself, who tweeted out the news saying that he'd been released and his contract was not going to be renewed. But now, since we saw the return of rtruth at Money in the Bank, some fans are wondering whether they were worked, or whether we were worked. One fan asked Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp whether Truth's alleged departure was a work, with Sapp replying, "If it was, he worked people in the company in private conversations, which I don't expect is what happened." However, PW Insider outlined the real truth and reported that Truth is now officially back in WWE and will use his real name Ron Killings, at least for now. The current belief is that WWE made the decision to bring him back within the last 72 hours. Corey Hayes of BodySlam.net also added they decided to bring Truth back after the backlash from employees and fans. WWE definitely could not ignore the negative backlash regarding our Truth's release. Fans had hijacked Raw, SmackDown, and even NXT. There was no way that they could ever ignore the backlash, and it seems that finally they listened to the fans, which was a great move. Next up, WrestleMania 42 location announced. Now it's official, WrestleMania 42 is returning to Las Vegas in 2026, and WWE has announced an official date. WWE aired a hype video with Triple H announcing WWE is doubling down by booking WrestleMania 42 on 18th and 19th April. This is the first time that WWE's booked WrestleMania back-to-back in the same city since WrestleMania 4 and 5 were held in Atlantic City. And also, Nikki Bella is returning to WWE.
Yes, sir.
In other news, Nikki Bella's long-rumored return is no longer the stuff of speculation, as fans just recently learned that Bella is booked to appear at the 9th June edition of Raw. Could this lead to Bella competing at WWE's upcoming Evolution PLE?
Hopefully.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
But yeah, let me know what y'all think about Money in the Bank. And let me know what y'all think about Truth coming back, man. That's awesome. That's awesome that he's back. I'm glad he's back. And yeah, man. We'll see what that Nikki Bella return has in store. Hopefully it does lead to something, that evolution, bro. I'm sure it will, but you never know with WWE at this point. But yeah, welcome back, rtruth. You know what I'm saying? We glad you back. And yeah, make sure y'all go check out WrestleMania, you know what I'm saying? Go subscribe to them over there. And yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe over here too. That's really all I got for you guys, you know what I'm saying? I'll see you guys on Monday for a Monday Night Raw stream. And that's really all I got for you guys. I'll see you guys next time.